I will speak of what happens in Jamaica, but by extension, the Caribbean and small islands. We are very vulnerable to increased hurricanes. In the past 10 years, we've seen quite a dramatic number of hurricanes. We have longer droughts, more severe flooding. Not to mention sea level rise. For example, with Jamaica, our project that we got approval for with the Adaptation Fund Network, will look at the impact of sea level rise on Negril, which is one of our key tourism destinations, and the beaches there are, we've lost significant amount of beaches. So part of the project will be to restore the coral reefs and try to do beach restoration. That's a part of the project. So primarily, the key thing though is that with all these combined impacts, we find that it's much harder to recover from the increased storms and hurricanes that we are facing. And this has significant implications for our development. Each time we have a storm, we have to start from scratch in terms of recovery. You know, so Haiti, for example, which is in our region, also is one of the most hurricane-prone islands in that side of the hemisphere. So for the small islands, it's a very, very critical thing of survival, and that's why the small islands are trying very much to ensure both that adaptation is given priority in the negotiations here, you know, increased focus on adaptation, and part of that will see us working closely with the Adaptation Fund to ensure that more funding is available to actually get concrete things done on the ground.
And Isaac, from your point of view in Honduras, what are the issues and challenges that you face in your country?
Well, Honduras is, according to the Climate Risk Index, which is a study that is made year by German Watch, Honduras is the most vulnerable country in the last 2 decades to climate-related risks. So, and this is exactly as Indi was saying, it's a very important burden for the country because of the economical impact that has on the population. And that's why Honduras is moving on adaptation. In Honduras, we have created the Interinstitutional Committee on Climate Change, which is a non-political but public and private committee which works on promoting the national strategy on climate change. We think that this is a very important tool to channelize the funds that are raised by the convention, such as the Adaptation Fund and some other funds, in order to cope up with this big challenge that we have in the country. For us as civil society, the committee is very important because it gives us the opportunity to think about sustainability of the projects. We are not thinking only about the measures that we will take to be more resilient, but on how to make them sustainable through time, so these investments are not a thing that is just spent in 1 year or 2 years.